Okay, guys, so now we're going to be going over one of the most important lessons in this whole Facebook ads crash course, which is how to build high converting creatives. And I've broken this lesson down into three parts. The first part being the principles behind building a high converting creative. And then the second part, understanding the frameworks. And then the third part, a live walkthrough so that you guys can see it being all the parts being used together to create a high converting creative. So just an overview of this lesson or overview of the importance of a high converting creative. Your creative is the single most important element to running profitable ads apart from your ability to acquire customers at a high cost. Again, if we refer back to the first lesson in this crash course, you want to build your business for ads, not ads for business. But let's say we've built our business for ads. What's the next most important element, which is your creative? Okay, and the creative is important because it sets the general expectation and the idea of what you're trying to sell. People will click on your ad with a general expectation and idea of what you're trying to sell. Just think about, yourself. You don't end up walking to a store randomly. You have a general idea. Sometimes you might walk into a store randomly, but that doesn't happen too often. So their creative sets the expectations. It sets the general idea. And if people are clicking on your ad and you have these things set clearly, then these people are very, very likely to buy something, assuming you have all the right principles and it's a compelling offer and all these elements that contribute to making a person buy. Third thing, a bad creative. So a bad ad will provide Facebook with poor signals, meaning it's going to be hard for Facebook to find your ideal customer. So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to create a good creative, which will provide Facebook with clear and good signals so that it will be easy for Facebook to find your ideal customer. So we're going to be leveraging the algorithm a lot here, and that is done through your creative. That's not done through any of the, quote unquote Facebook ad strategies or Facebook, interest targeting stuff. It's not done by that. It's actually done by your creative, and we'll go into it a bit deeper here as we go through this lesson. So part one, let's go into the principles or the fundamentals. And for marketing, when you're learning anything, you want to learn the fundamentals / the principles. Then you want to learn the frameworks. Then from there, you're just reverse engineering, and you'll see how I do this as we go through this lesson. So first principle, selling wants versus needs. You cannot change fundamental human nature, and humans want things fast. They want things to be simple. They want things to be easy, push button result, no pain involved, no friction involved. And you just can't persuade someone through needs. You have to persuade them by tapping into wants and what they think or what they perceive are the problems, which is why it's so important for you to know the customer better than they do. And we're not actually trying to sell them on what is the actual problem and what they actually need. In our ads, in our copywriting, when you're doing sales, when you're trying to persuade someone, we're always figuring out what they want, and from what they want, that's what we literally tell them and give them and show them. Very, very, very simple principle. Very, very simple principle, but very important. And if you, without even understanding the framework of, even if you don't have a framework for creating your ads, if you just understand this really well, selling wants versus needs, then your creative should convert either way. You should be able to sell anything if you understand this. The next thing is creating perception. And some tips for this is we're always selling benefits, okay, or the perceived solution to their pains, and we justify those benefits with features. Oftentimes, people will just sell the features. They'll be like, without even mentioning the benefits or the wants or the and how the features tie into these things. Features just simply create tangibility, they create believability, and they add depth to your marketing, which is why a product is so important, because a product without any features, without any depth to it, will mean that your marketing will have no depth to it, because it's very hard to market a product with no features. It's just right. But the core thing we're trying to do is just to sell benefits, and then we just tie the product into it. Next thing is show, not only tell. And when you're showing people visuals in your ad, it should feel and seem fast. And we'll break these two principles all down. I have a few examples I want to show you guys, even a mini case study for you guys. But we're always trying to make things have the perceived feeling and look that it's fast, it's simple, it's easy, and new. Okay, it should be push button easy, avoiding pain, and limiting factors. Limiting factors could be: is this safe? Is this expensive? Does this take a long time to get results with? Stuff like that. Okay, and we're always working with predisposed desires and pains. We're never creating them. We're just increasing motivation or decreasing friction. So we're never trying to create desire around our product. People should already have some sort of deep underlying desire for a certain benefit or a certain goal, and then we're simply just giving them and showing them an easy way of achieving that goal, right? So, and we'll go into this in the examples, and I'll really break that down for you guys. But I wanted to break down a product that I scaled to 200K a month, which is just a regular mascara. There's tons of mascara products out there, but it was a regular mascara. We scaled it to 200K a month for a few months before our payment processor got shut down. But context, I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew when I looked back was I knew how to sell wants, and I knew that needs don't matter. I knew my target audience very well. I watched the YouTube videos. I read blog posts. I dug into all the competitors and what they were doing with their product and how they were marketing their product, and I just reverse engineered that, and I combined all the best parts into all the best selling points into my creative and into my product page to sell this really regular mascara. Okay. And how did I create the creative? So first, I researched what people are looking for. I watched the YouTube videos. I would read the comments, see where people are really the parts of the videos that people are talking about the most. And in this case, a mascara, close-ups of mascaras, before and afters, authority figures using it on their thin lashes, talking about how it lasts all day, showing it waterproof, showing it not smudge, right? So I would look for clips online of mascaras in use, but it wasn't necessarily this mascara. I would look for clips of other mascaras, and they all pretty much look the same, but when I stitched them all together, it seemed like it would be just one type of mascara, and they would just be seeing all the best mascaras in use. Okay, and all I'm doing is I'm creating that perception, right? And I'm just showing them what they want to see. I'm just trying to get the sale in this case. So I just stitched all the videos together using a framework, which is what I will be showing you. And I'll even show you some of these ads. And just like a heads up, I really didn't know what I was doing when I was creating these ads, but I understood, again, selling wants versus needs and creating perception, which is just very key and very big parts to marketing. And I won't really break this down into like a framework. We'll do that with the next examples just because we haven't dived into that yet, but I just want to show you guys how the ad look. So I have the hook. You see before and after, desired results, pain. I'll show it in use. And by the way, these are all different mascaras. This is all different looks and stuff. And now this is where I talk about the actual features and how it justifies them getting the desired result that they're looking for. I don't mention that's how I use features. I use it to justify the benefits and make it believable, and make it seem like the product is new and unique. Here's another one, and before and after. Look how easy and fast it is to get their desired result. All different clips, by the way, not even the same mascara, and maybe not even videos of mascara too, just literally video clips of makeup artists with really nice lashes. Again, this is how I use features. Green tea fibers nourish and lengthen your lashes. But I only bring in the features after I talk about the goals and the pains. Then I'll bring up the product features and stuff. Very, very simple stuff. Okay, so I would even do that. I would even apply that same principle onto my product page images. So I would look up mascara products and I would pull all the high quality images, such as this one, which you wouldn't be able to find on AliExpress. This is just from another mascara brand. I'll pull this up because I would see this type of photo. I would see this type of photo and this type of photo across all the mascara brands. So I want to make sure I have these photos on my product page as well because these are very common across. So this is something that people are probably looking for. Right, so, oops, I actually skipped a bit too much. But here's some more photos. Here, like a before and after. Sales and today, even added that urgency. Again, we want to add urgency, scarcity, stuff like that to our landing page and in our creative. Here, more before and afters in the product page. But now we'll go into the frameworks. So now we'll explore the frameworks. So why are frameworks important? And this is assuming after you understand the fundamentals and the fundamental principles and you understand the mechanisms behind them and what drives a person to make, to buy something and the mechanisms of persuasion. Once you understand these things, then you can utilize frameworks and it will make much more sense. It just takes the guesswork out of everything. But you need to understand the fundamentals first. So frameworks are important because, again, they allow you to avoid guesswork. They allow you to pinpoint flaws in your creative, and so that you can actually look at the data that you're seeing on Facebook or TikTok or Google. You're able to look at that data, and then you're able to actually look at the creatives and understand why the data is saying what it is. It actually paints the full story, or you're actually able to pull out the full story. And from that, you're able to understand, okay, these are the next steps. This is possibly what I could improve on. This is possibly the bottleneck in my creative or the funnel. And a framework, nothing is new. These frameworks aren't new. These are proven frameworks meant to generate a response or an action out of the customer or the potential customer. So there's a fundamental framework. You guys can do your own research on this, so you guys can be able to see different perspectives and ways of teaching this framework, and also the examples out there as well. So the fundamental framework to taking a person from, you know, desire to action is called the ADA model. So basically, A stands for attention, I stands for interest, D stands for desire, A for action. And there's different variations of this model, but they're all like they all are referenced to the ADA model, and the fundamental principles behind it. Different models account for different, stages of awareness that your target audience or potential customer might be in. So the universal pattern across all these different models is that they all have a hook, and the hook is the most important thing because it sets the general expectation or the general big idea, and it determines the who is consuming the content, the who is watching your ad. We want to be very hyper specific with our who, and from there we can figure out what do they already know, so the stages of awareness, because we don't want to be selling to everyone. If we're selling to everyone, we're selling to no one, because we can't get specific with our message and the offer, and it won't be relevant to who's watching. Once you're able to determine the who, everything else should come very, very easy. A lot of our research is just determining the who, and from the who, determining the pains, the goals, the limiting factors. After the hook, it's just creating interest to get them to consume more, creating curiosity, typically by amplifying pain or introducing them to the desired goal, especially if you're trying to make them take an action. The reason why we want to amplify pain is because without pain, people aren't going to be as open to a solution. So we need to figure out how to amplify pain. And after, sparking their interests, it's talking about the benefits, how to get them fast, and then there's a call to action. And I'll show you a couple examples or a few examples of this pattern being used. So again, we talked about the hook. So testing products no longer works for dropshipping. As a dropshipper, you know exactly what this is. This is relevant to you. So you're probably going to read this content, and the Facebook algorithm will optimize to show people who will actually consume this content and click on this ad. Because if this was just showing the first field sentence, like, it wouldn't be relevant to someone that isn't in dropshipping. It wouldn't be relevant to someone that's, in school, stuff like that. It's only relevant to people who are dropshipping. This is I'm speaking the language, right? So testing products no longer works for dropshipping. Back in the day, I would test tons of products. Eventually, I would find a winning product, and the sales from that winning product would make up for all the losses from testing. So I'm using storytelling to create that pain, something that resonates with my target audience, which in this case are dropshippers. Okay. And while I've been doing this for years, newbie dropshippers are just beginning to understand that you don't need to test tons of products. You can just stick to one. Instead, you need a system or framework. So now, from attention, which is the hook, to interest, which is creating the pain, now I'm creating the desire. Instead, you need a system framework, creating a desire around the benefit. And I'm not talking about any product here or anything that they will be getting. I'm just talking about, I'm calling out to who I'm trying to sell to. I'm talking about the pain, the potential solution. And then towards the end, then I will talk about the vehicle that will take them from pain to goal, which in this case is a free case study. It could be a product research tool, it could be a course, it could be a mentorship, it could be anything of that sort. So that's basically all I'm doing. And I'll even show you a before and after. So here's someone inside of my group that I'm mentoring. This is what they wrote for their copy. They told me test products and become a millionaire. Everyone thought or heard that at the beginning of their dropshipping career. Unfortunately, it's too slow. It's not concise. It's not fast. It's not relevant, right? We want to make sure that everything is concise. It's compelling the whole time. Builds curiosity. There should be suspense always built throughout your ad. That's the impulse. The higher the suspense, the more impulsive, the more you build that, quote unquote impulse, right? This is just really boring. So I took this whole concept and I rewrote it to attach as my first 500K month dropshipping, and it took me nearly 40 product tests to get there. Very relevant, hits really fast. One big mistake, so I'm bringing up the what's in it for them. Now, I'll never repeat again, is spam testing products. And that's something that's relevant to most dropshippers because that's what they do and that's what they are taught. But I'm also glad I did this because now I know what products to avoid. Here's a list of products that I've tested and failed horribly. I've broken down, boom, 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 how to not spam products, how to do this, the benefits. That will solve their pain right here. And since you're part of this group, I'll share it to you guys for free, right? And then I'm also showing, not telling. So I'm applying all the principles that I've just taught you guys in very simple, just like this, very, very simple. Okay, so how do we apply frameworks? So we need to know the fundamentals, then it's the frameworks, and then we just reverse engineer and break things down to frameworks. Don't ever build things from scratch, just copy what is already proven. Same thing with most information out there, nothing is new. They're just put into different perspectives and different ways of explaining certain concepts. Like no concept or framework is new. Okay, there's always something fundamental underlying these frameworks, especially for direct response marketing, which you guys are doing with your creative. It's literally just the ADA model. That's the fundamental framework behind everything. So you just go out there, copy, break it down to the framework, understand what's happening behind at each step in the framework, and then redo it for your specific offer, product, and audience. Make it relevant. Don't copy blindly, and then redo it better by applying the frameworks. The fundamentals. And I'll show you an example here. So here, on the left here, this whole copy that I wrote here on the right was copied from this left one right here. So this funnel no longer works for high-ticket coaching businesses. Okay, who is a target audience? People that are in high-ticket coaching businesses. Testing products no longer works for dropshipping. I bring out the pain and it's relevant to dropshippers. So it's like, yeah, it resonates. These two hooks resonate. Back in the day, you have to understand fundamentally what they're trying to do at each part. Then you're just rewriting it so that it resonates with your target audience. And that's literally all I did. So you can just pause the video here and compare the two to see how I did that. And see how you would do it for a specific offer or niche that you have in mind. Okay, so there's a specific video framework that I always use, and you can see the underlying AIDA. This is my framework. Hook. So the call out to your target audience, then we talk about the pain or goal depending on what you're selling. Then we validate that with the product, right? So we make it So we use features to justify the benefits. And then trust. So these last two pillars are objection handling, and then we have a call to action. So we'll watch the video, this creative, and we'll break it down to the framework. Okay? So just so we can practice together. So I'm gonna hop back and forth from the framework and the video a few times. Just so that we can see. So let's look out for the hook. So what I'm thinking of is, okay, who's the target audience, and then I'm looking at what mechanisms are they using to call out to that target audience and make it really resonate and hook them in. So 3 reasons why most diets don't work. Who's the target audience? Weight loss, women that are trying to lose weight. They're using curiosity. 3 reasons why most diets don't work. Why? Because the person that they're trying to sell to, if we do our research, probably has tried diets before. They've tried weight loss programs before, right? So we're counting that into our research and how we're gonna approach. This is like an objection that people will have, right? The objection being, I've tried other diets before. So we're using a more low sales pressure, a less direct way of selling of selling our product, which is probably why the ad is 2 minutes long, just because people need more education. We need to. It might take a little bit more time to really get that message across and tackle these limiting these factors or these objections. So 3 reasons why most diets don't work. Probably people that have been in the market already. I've started and stopped. Okay, so we just went from hook. Now we're going to pain or goal. Okay. I've started and stopped more diets than I can count. So we're talking in first person for this ad. Again, counting in for the fact that people have probably seen ads like this before. They're probably very skeptical, especially when it comes to weight loss and health and stuff like that. So stopped more diets than I can count. I've done. So here, I've done Weight Watchers, things that people have probably tried before that didn't work. So now we're covering all the pain points. Weight Watchers, Atkins, South Beach, low carb, you name it, I've done it. None of them worked. In fact, some of them. Right, here's a real thing that they probably suffer from as well. Talk about the pains right now. I felt hungry all the time. And pain, another pain. But I did have had some success with keto, potential result. Success with keto. I just never really knew what recipes to. And now we're talking about limiting factors and pain. Now we're introducing the product. So we've literally had the hook. We talked about problems, solutions. Now we're going into the vehicle. And I want you guys to really notice how they really don't talk about features. So this doesn't make dry pounds interesting. She has my keto plan by measure. She looks amazing. She has lost 17 pounds and she looks so good. So I decided to give it a try. And now I'm hooked. It just doesn't make sense. So one feature, one size fits all. It's not really a feature. It's a benefit. So the benefit of this product is that it doesn't matter. It's a one-stop shop, push button, easy result. And here they're using the product. They're showing, not telling, showing how easy it is. Here, and when we're writing about the features, we're writing about the benefits, basically, and tackling all the objections. And my weight goals, and I've developed a plan that was just for me. They send me weekly grocery lists with them. See, they're making it sound really easy, tackling all the limiting beliefs, the objections. Number 2, hated counting calories. Well, you don't have to count anything. You don't have to eat boring stuff. So talking about the benefits, using the features to justify the benefits, and that's the entire pattern right here. And then we go into the call to action. So super simple pattern right there. Here, I want you guys to take a look at the next one too. So boom, as men get older, their T levels start to drop like a rock. So this is the hook in 3 seconds. So older men that are losing testosterone, but this is, let's see. So the pain. So older men, you're probably suffering from this. You know, pain, pain, pain. Product intro. So scientifically formulated. This could all be worded better, but you can see, you know, benefit justified by feature here. Talking about the benefit, showing not telling. Especially in the bedroom. Again, you can see we don't talk about the features too much. What does this presuppose? Most supplements aren't rooted in science. So like an objection, is this safe? Yes, this is safe. It's scientifically proven. And they're using the features to justify the benefits and making it believable. So yeah, we don't use cheap ingredients. We use the highest quality ingredients so that what? So that it's safe for you to take. That's all they're doing here. Next ad. Here's a very straightforward one. Tired of nasty gnats and flies. I really don't like this ad because it's just really focused around the features, but there's like a lot of testimonials. And the reason why this ad works is probably because it's like a seasonal thing. So like it's just very like obvious what it does. There's like a general expectation. There's like a general desire in the market already for this type of product and the solution that they're, you know, general desire for the solution that this product is providing already. Okay. You see it in these ads as well. The hook. You guys just, scroll back on this lesson and check out the video and see what I did for this and do it better. Okay. So I want to look at a really bad ad because you guys just seen like decent ads. Now we want to look at a bad ad and see if it's following a framework, breaking down the copy, and just, let's get really rough or mean on this one. Okay, so hook. Stop dogs' excessive barking without harming them. So let's look at the visual first. Okay, dog barking makes sense, but we can make this even more relevant to the target audience that we're trying to sell to, which is dog owners. Obviously, these guys are trying to target dog owners that have dogs that excessively bark. But, you know, this is just a dog barking. Maybe we should have a clip of a person walking their dog and it's barking, okay, and it's causing a havoc. So we could have like a bunch of clips showing that so that it's, oh yeah, this makes sense. I resonate with that. That's me. I have this problem. But instead, this person shows a dog barking. So that's a hook. And then we go right into the product. Introducing, we didn't even agitate pain or problem solution. We just had our call out, which is like, okay, if you're this person, watch this ad, and then we just go into the product. Sure, it might make some sales and stuff, but it's not scalable. And again, without pain, people just aren't likely to, you know, get emotionally involved or even be open to a solution. So let's see what they do here. So big mistake there. Clips aren't relevant. They don't resonate. They're not that compelling. The caption is, okay, stop dogs barking. It's clear, right? It's clear who we're trying to talk to. So maybe we could work a bit on the visuals here. There's no problem or solution, you know, being talked about here. So why would people even, they could watch the whole thing and not even convert. They might just think it's a cool ad or cool video, just randomly watching. There's no pain involved. Nothing resonates with people here. So the ad just won't work well. And that means that if you're not following the framework, you're not doing these things right, it's not providing Facebook a clear signal into who to show this ad to. So if it's just people watching and they're not really likely to buy because of the way you built your ad, then, you know, Facebook is just going to optimize for those people that just like to watch. And then your costs are going to be really high to acquire a customer. Caller recognizes dog barking. So we go into product, into feature. So the way I would do this is, okay, This works for all kinds of dogs, small and big, all kinds of frequencies of dog barking. So it'll detect that, and it'll trigger gentle, harmless burst of spray. Okay, that makes sense because we're talking about it being harmless. But we want to talk about it being effective, because a lot of dog owners, we do our research, what method do they resort to train their dog? Yelling, tugging. We want to address those things, right? Adjustable, complete, comfortable for any size or dog. Boring. We want to talk about benefits here and the pains and using the features to tackle those things. Easy to operate and safe for the pet. I kind of see what they're trying to say here, but again, it doesn't resonate. We need to always connect it back to something emotional, something logical. We need to connect it back to benefits or pain, which we really didn't do well here. Because if you have the call out and then you do the pain and the goal clearly, then it sets the expectations in their head as well. Okay, for the people that this ad doesn't resonate with, they'll stop watching the ad, right? So Facebook will be like, okay, these people aren't interested in watching my ad, but these other people are interested. So they'll show the ad to people who are interested, and then as they watch through this and they have a clear understanding of the pains and the goals and it resonates with them, then it's much easier to use the features and tie it back to the pains and the goals that people are looking for. So it's just really hyper relevant and provides, the algorithm it'll just be easier and cheaper for you to find people that are actually, ready to purchase your item. Rechargeable battery and water resistance. What is the benefit of this? I don't even know. There's no clear framing at all. So yeah, we're missing a lot of stuff. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Now, part 3, we're gonna go into the technical side of creating your ad. And the software I like to use is Adobe Premiere. You don't have to use Adobe Premiere. You can use something very basic and cheaper as long as it follows what I'm trying to do on Adobe Premiere, which isn't too complicated. Because as you guys see in the previous ads, there wasn't any complicated editing. There's no crazy transitions. It's just very straightforward. It's all about clarity in the message. Clarity in the message that comes through the visuals and the captions. You don't need any crazy transitions. You don't need to throw your logo to make it look branded. It's all about the message and creating that big expectation that people are looking for. So we're on Adobe Premiere right now. I like to just press new project, name it something so that you can organize it. So I don't know, revision 1, add, whatever, it's just sort of 1. Okay, so this is what your Adobe Premiere will look like. And there's like tons of tutorials on how to do this. So I'm just gonna really run through this. So take your video clips that you've downloaded or recorded. You want to drag it to the bottom left here. And then you're just going to drag it into the timeline. It's going to look like this. For your creatives, don't have them in this dimension. Make sure you create them in square dimension. Go for 640, 640 or the highest quality possible. 1080, 1080. Okay, we'll just do 1080, 1080 in this case. And it'll be square, right? So it'll be like this if you have like a landscape clip, which most of you guys will. Okay, you just double click on it, or you just click right here. You just scale it up like this, okay, until it fits in. Boom, just like that. Okay, and now we need our captions. So we have our visuals, and now we need the captions for this. So let's create the captions. So to create captions, you're just gonna go to down here. You're gonna type, just click over. So I had a glitch here, so I just clicked right here. Click over and type caption, whatever your caption is. So it's probably gonna be really big. So to adjust the size and center it. So to recenter this, just go to the right here, click that. Okay, if you want to move it up and down, you can move it manually like this, and then recenter, or you can use these things right here. On the side here, you can use the font. Don't do anything fancy like script. Use like safe font like Ubuntu, and then I'll usually make it bold like that. Right, so it's very readable, very clear. Okay, and then this is probably too big to fit any words in, so we'll do like 40 or 50, you know, so that the caption fits in. So, hey, if you're a dropshipper, read this. And then we center it. Obviously the text is like this. You can do the text like center it like this. And you might have a really bright background, so then this won't be readable, right? So you can add a stroke, which I like to do all the time. I'll add a stroke, and then I'll do like a 5. It really depends on want to make it readable. That's like the most important thing, where it's readable and it looks kind of pretty. So here we are, we have a stroke. Hey, if you're a dropshipper, read this. Okay, and then there we have our hook. And then I'll hold Alt and drag this out so that we could duplicate it. And here. So it'll just be simple transitions like this. So when we're writing our captions again, we want it to be super relevant and concise. And a big trick that I'll do is I'll watch the video with no volume, and I'll just read out the captions and see if it's clear, and see if there's a clear flow, and see if I can finish the reading it in like 3 to 4 seconds. So each clip I'm usually at max 4 seconds. Max 4 seconds. Each scene is at max 4 seconds. And I'll read it out loud. And then I'll even watch the video with no captions to see if there's a clear image or general expectation or idea being built without captions, right? And then we'll throw on captions, we'll throw on audio, and then it'll just hit harder. It'll just be much more clear, because if a person can paint an image in their head, and then you also have the captions guiding their thoughts, it's just much more clear. So 4 seconds each scene, 3 to 4 seconds, aim for that. Boom, then we will go into the clips like that, 3 to 4 seconds, cut these, then we'll have another clip, and just very simple like that, right? So just very simple like that, and then for my call to action, it'll just be, we'll just center everything and press, shop now. Something I've been doing is I'll do like a countdown timer. Shop now, then we can do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so type of thing. So we can see how long these will last. So like 1 second, shop now, then we'll do 5, 5, duplicate it. We need to zoom in right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's all you need. Just very, very clear visuals, very clear captions. Make it engaging, make it relevant. Apply all the principles that I've taught you.